coming up on OU Nightly. Tributes pour in for Toby Keith. We have team coverage on the loss of the country music legend. Plus, could it be more trouble for Trump? Hear what an appeals court is saying now. And Campus Corner cares how O'Connell's is helping the OU food pantry. This is OU Nightly.
For Big T, Toby Keith, the #1 Sooner fan in the world.
Tonight, the Sooner family mourns the loss of a legend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Faith.
And I'm Noah Mack. Native Oklahoman and country music legend Toby Keith has died after a battle with stomach cancer.
As people across the state mourn the loss of the iconic musician, OU Nightly's Kaylee Fan spoke with one of Keith's former band members. Kaylee?
Johnny Helms was one of the first people ever to tour with Toby Keith at the beginning of his country music journey. I got the chance to speak one-on-one with him about the legacy that Keith leaves behind.
I consider Toby the John Wayne of country music. That's what I usually told everybody.
A steel guitarist, remembering the singer he backed for over a decade.
I've got a lot of fond memories of him, But it came as quite a shock this morning. My wife told me, I think it's 6 o'clock this morning, and basically I hadn't been asleep since.
Johnny Helms had been Toby Keith's steel guitarist when the country star first debuted back in 1992 and stayed with the singer until 2003. When the guitarist had heard of Keith's cancer diagnosis back in 2021, he was never far from Helms' thoughts.
I've been keeping up on it, but I didn't realize it was this far along, I always kept him in my prayers.
Helms remembers Keith fondly for his work ethic.
He was a country boy at heart. If he believed in it, he wouldn't back down.
And his sense of humor.
He had one of these, them squeezy things that makes like you pass a gas noise. It was one of those heart makers, and it was so funny.
Helms knew from the start that what Keith had was special.
I knew he would be successful. It seemed like at one point in time, it was like everything he touched turned to gold. You know what I'm saying?
And Keith's rise to stardom was a given.
Toby reached the absolute top of the level where he was. To me, he's up there with Garth and George Strait, Shania Twain, Carrie Underwood, those type of people.
Even though it's been decades since he stopped touring with Keith, Helms says he doesn't regret a single moment.
I got to do what I love to do, what I feel like I've been called to do. Toby allowed us to be part of his musical journey. And, that's something to be very thankful for. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Helms says he has been in contact with other members of Keith's band, both past and present, and says they're all exchanging fond and funny memories of the country star. Live in the newsroom, Kaylee Fan, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Kaylee. The University of Oklahoma's president, Joe Harris, is among many remembering the life that Toby Keith led. In a statement posted on social media, he wrote, "As a lifelong Sooner, Toby's passion for the Crimson and Cream made him a cherished figure within Sooner Nation, where he proudly shared his love for the university and its community." President Harris also says that he will miss Keith's laughter, warmth, and everlasting love for the university.
And Governor Kevin Stitt is ordering all American and Oklahoma flags in the state to be flown at half-staff in honor of Keith's legacy. This executive order expires at sunset tomorrow.
Well, as those flags are flying at half-staff through the rest of today and tomorrow, it's been pretty cloudy out.
Yes, OU Nightly meteorologist Sam Patterson is in the studio with the first look at the weather.
Yeah, we've got clouds all over the place today. Temperatures not too bad across the metro. Norman right now 60, Oklahoma City 62 degrees. The rest of us further towards the northwest. We're a little bit cooler in the lower 60s to upper 50s. Taking a look statewide, pretty much the same story. Miami 59 degrees, Lawton a little bit chilly in Elk City as well at 56 degrees, both of them. The rest of us again in those lower mid 60s. Really the big story, though, besides clouds, it's been really windy. Right now in Norman, only 12-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Out in Guyman, though, pushing that 30-mile-per-hour mark. We're going to see gusty winds for the next couple of days. That is actually something we will look at coming up. And with those winds, fire danger is going to increase. We also have some weekend rain, so it's almost like a copy-paste from last week, but we'll take a look at all that coming up in just a little bit.
Well, prosecutors are saying today that former President Donald Trump is not immune from prosecution for alleged crimes he committed from his presidency. OU Nightly's Emily LaBeth has this and the rest of today's national headlines from the News Center. Emily?
The former president has continually agreed that he had presidential immunity, and his conduct to overturn the election was a part of his official duties. But a federal appeals court disagrees. In the 57-page unanimous opinion, it states, quote, "We cannot accept that the office of the presidency places its former occupants above the law for all time thereafter. The appeals court is giving Trump until Monday to block the immunity ruling." Staying on the topic of politics, President Joe Biden urges Congress to pass a bill that would fund U.S. immigration and foreign aid. The National Security Supplemental Bill would provide $118 billion to Israel, Ukraine, and border security.
Bottom line is this bipartisan bill is a win for America because it makes important fixes to our broken immigration system.
Republican senators suggest to advance only the foreign aid portion of the deal. And in Michigan, the mother of a teenager who killed 4 high school students is found guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The prosecution argued that Jennifer Crumbly is responsible for the students' deaths due to her negligence towards her son. Crumbly faces up to 15 years in prison, and her husband James goes on trial in March. And you'll remember this video from a situation mid-air. The National Transportation Safety Board says they found evidence that 4 bolts were missing from the Boeing plane's door plug. Boeing CEO takes full responsibility for the January 5th incident. Emily, Noah?
Thanks, Emily. Coming up, the Norman Animal Shelter needs your help. This adorable bull mastiff is looking for his forever home. We'll introduce you to this possum dog and our pet of the week.
Plus, raising a red Solo cup for a good cause. The deal you do not want to miss at Campus Corner tonight. Coming up. Well, Norman Animal Welfare has your next potential 4-legged companion. OU Nightly's Abigail Franklin has this week's Pet of the Week.
Bull Mastiffs are dependable and warm family dogs, and this handsome gentleman is no exception.
Meet Butch, a 5-year-old male brindle bull mastiff mix.
He's just a really sweet guy. He loves other dogs, just wants to get out there and play with them.
Don't let his age fool you, as this guy has a hidden speed under those big feet.
Come to find out, he's a really good runner. People have taken him out on runs, and he loves to go jogging. Now, he's not, going to be a marathon dog setting record paces, but he's going to love to just plod along with you for a while.
While he may seem big, his mix makes him the perfect size to cuddle and be your lifelong friend.
But he has a lot of life in him. Like I said, he's a great runner, great personality. But he's good. Someone's going to get a good one. Whoever takes a chance on him is going to get a real good dog.
Butch is looking for his new home, and he's hoping that it's yours. So if you're interested, contact Norman Animal Welfare. Reporting in Norman, Abigail Franklin, OU Nightly.
If you or someone you know would like to adopt Butch, he's neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped and ready for his new owners. You can contact Norman Animal Welfare online or by phone for more information. It's never too late to help a pet in need. And for anyone planning to spend a night out at Campus Corner, you could help a local nonprofit organization while you're there. The OU Food Pantry is having a profit share with O'Connell's Irish Pub Tuesday night with food, friends, and trivia. A portion of all sales will go right back to the food pantry.
We spend thousands of dollars every month on our fresh produce, on our shelf-stable goods, everything. So it costs a lot of money to keep the pantry running, so we have to bring a lot of money in because we are solely run by donations from individual donors and these fundraisers.
The food pantry does not receive university funding, so events like these are what provide the funds needed to keep the doors open. Coming up on OU Nightly, an artificial intelligence impersonation taken a little too far.
How officials are retaliating against the disinformation up next.
And we have fire danger coming up in the weather, as well as some weekend rain chances. We'll take a look at all of that and more coming up. Well, welcome back to OU Nightly. Live look outside at the Norman campus. See some clouds in the sky. Not a whole lot of people out right now either. Not too bad. 61 degrees, feels like 61. Dew point though, 33 degrees. This is something we're going to look forward to the next couple of days. It's going to be very dry outside. You can also see winds right now a little bit calm. Those are also going to increase, and we're going to see some fire danger increases. We'll look at that in just a little bit. Now tonight, going to cool off pretty nicely. Mid 40s for most of us across the entire state of Oklahoma. Again, winds are going to start to increase a little bit throughout the next couple of days. Specifically in Norman, 45 degrees. And again, clouds going to be in the area. It's going to be chilly, so if you're heading that basketball game out to Campus Corner, anything like that, should probably bring the jacket along with you just in case. Now, like I said, winds are going to really ramp up as we start moving throughout the week. You can already see Guyman is going to have near 30-mile-per-hour gusts on Wednesday as that moves on through across the state of Oklahoma. Even down here in Norman, 30-mile-per-hour gusts. It's going to be super windy, so if you have any trash cans out, you might want to throw a couple bricks in them, make sure none of that blows away. Also, you can see right through here, we're going to start to have a front develop late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. As it pushes its way in, we could see some spotty showers across the state as those winds continue to drive throughout the state throughout the next couple of days. We'll finally start to calm down a little bit for our Thursday. Friday, though, still up there near 30 miles per hour across the state. So really windy next couple of days. You're definitely going to want those trash cans tied down. Now, here's the future, not wind chills, apologize for that. Future humidity, you can see Wednesday as that line starts to move through, it's going to really dry out. So any sort of like lit cigarettes, if you don't put those out all the way, you throw them on the ground, could very easily spark a grass fire, pick up across the entire state, anything like that. So please be careful these next couple of days. For your Wednesday, we're going to start off in the mid 40s, make our way through the day, going to push towards the 60s, but you can see 8 a.m., 15 miles per hour. By noon, still 20 miles per hour. 6 p.m., still 20 mile per hour winds, and that's not the gusts, that's just regular wind that you're going to feel throughout the rest of the day. Now, here's that rain chance I was talking about Wednesday night. Just a few spotty showers here and there, nothing super substantial. Might see a few sprinkles. The ground might be a little wet as you start your Thursday. Those will push out of the state Thursday morning. We're going to be pretty clear, normal average day as we've seen lately with temperatures in the mid 60s. Those clouds will move their way on out. Starting Friday, though, those clouds are going to start to build back in. Temperatures are going to stay in those mid 60s. You can see storms start to develop in our southeastern portion of the state. And then as we move in towards Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, storms start to develop on the west side. We could see a little bit of wintry precipitation to our northwest. So that's not really going to affect anybody, especially east of I-35, but up towards the northwest in the Panhandle could see a little bit of wintry precipitation as we head into the later part of the week. So what we're going to do, Thursday, 20% chance of rain, spotty showers, nothing substantial. Same thing for our Saturday and Sunday, 30% chances there. And again, pretty nice. And again, after that rain moves its way on through this weekend, we're going to cool down a little bit back to 50. So might feel a little bit more like February for once. And then we're right back up to the 60s. So.
Yeah, no, we had that sunny weather last week, and it was really great. So now the clouds are moving back in. Feel like I want to stay inside a little bit more, but you know.
I know, between the wind and then also the rain coming in, it's going to make it feel a lot colder, I feel like. So I'm with you, Noah. I'm going to stay inside. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, the groundhog said we're almost done with spring, but it looks like we got a few more days of winter still coming up.
Yeah, well, that groundhog, man.
I know. Tricks us every time. It seems like every year. It's always wrong.
Yeah, gosh. An AI-generated voice sounding exactly like President Joe Biden called New Hampshire voters prior to their presidential primary. According to New Hampshire Attorney General John Formella, the robocalls came from Texas companies Life Corporation and Lingo Telecom. Biden's campaign commended Formella's investigation into the matter.
Well, coming up, OU men's basketball hosts a new Big 12 opponent at home tonight.
OU Nightly's Melina Samir has those details and more coming up in sports.
That's right, Noah. The action on the hardwood is heating up for the Crimson and Cream, and the back-to-back national champions are back, but without some senior stars. Head coach Patty Gasso has all those details, and I'll have those more coming up in sports. Hello, I'm Melina Samir, and it's time for sports. American icon and faithful Sooner are just a few words to describe country music star Toby Keith. Toby Keith passed away Monday night, and the tributes from OU legends began flooding in this morning after the announcing of his passing. Sooner legends went to X and shared their fond memories with the Oklahoma native. The OU men's basketball team welcomes Big 12 newcomer BYU number 21 into the lively Lloyd Noble Center tonight at 7 p.m. After getting jousted by UCF on Saturday, the Crimson and Cream looks to protect home court against the Cougs. Head coach Porter Moser praises the Provo boys, stating that they shouldn't be counted out in the postseason.
They're a team that can make a deep, deep run in this tournament because they guard and they shoot and they're older and they run phenomenal offense.
Crossing over into the league, OKC and Utah battle tonight in the crossroads of the West. Unlike the Jazz, the Thunder are hitting all the right notes, resulting in 3 straight wins and being tied for first in the West. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and company look to gain control of the conference with a win at the Delta Center. Tip-off is at 8 p.m. And Trae Young's all-star dreams were dimmed, but now he gets the chance to shine for the East. After subbing for Joel Embiid, who is out for an injury, last night former Oklahoma Stars went head-to-head in the A. Young, the former Sooner turned all-star, put up 25 points on the night, but it wasn't enough to pull away with the win. Russell Westbrook and company clipped the Hawks' wings in a down-to-the-wire battle, 149-144. And the back-to-back national champions OU softball returns to action this week to begin their campaign for their 4th consecutive NCAA title. The ladies are heading south of the border for the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge in Mexico, and head coach Patty Gasso says the seniors are leading the charge for this year's squad.
What this upperclassmen group has been doing for us is really taking time to teach them. So if something happens in the outfield, Jada Coleman is right there saying, hey, look, you got to do this. So is Riley Boone. They're doing good jobs of that.
And from the diamond to the mat, number 1 OU men's gymnastics squad vaulted back to clinch some weekly awards. Ignacio Yockers was named MPSF Specialist of the Week, and Colin Flores was named Freshman of the Week following his win in the all-around on Saturday. Emily, Noah.
Thanks, Melina. And coming up next, thousands of dogs weather the storm in Colorado.
See what the event was all about coming up.
I'm Allison Greenberg at the OU Nightly Update Desk. We're continuing to see an outpour of love for Oklahoma native Toby Keith. The Oklahoma National Guard just posting these photos when Toby Keith performed for more than 7,000 troops deployed to Afghanistan. The Guard writes, quote, Toby's support and patriotic spirit will be missed. Noah, Emily.
Thanks, Allison. Now, you're going to want to see this, okay? Thousands of dogs in Colorado in the rain. In celebration of National Golden Retriever Day, the city of Golden hosts dogs and their owner every single year.
And the rainy day didn't stop these soggy doggies from getting in on all the fun. They had free pup cups and photos, plus some of the proceeds from the event went to animal advocacy groups. Man, that reminds me, I used to have a golden retriever as a kid, and she was such a sweet dog.
I know. I think that's become a bucket list item of mine, but let's go ahead and check in one last time with OU Nightly meteorologist Sam Patterson. Sam?
Well, unlike those dogs, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for our rain. Tomorrow's highs across the state, same story we've been talking about. Mostly mid and low 60s. A few of us like Elk City going to be a little bit cooler. Average for this time of year, 52, so a good 10 degrees above that. Next 7 days, we'll take one more look at it. Wednesday night, I should say, into Thursday morning, we could see a little bit of showers there. Saturday and Sunday, same story there. A few showers hit or miss. Emily, Noah?
Well, we leave you tonight with billboards across the state honoring the man with the red Solo Cup. Man, I really am going to miss Toby Keith. What about you, Noah?
Yeah, me too. He's a real Oklahoma legend.
That's true. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to OU Nightly. I'm Emily Faith.
I'm Noah Mack. We'll see you live tomorrow at 4:30. Good night.